Hey there. I know I've teased this video for a little bit. What better time to do it than while I'm taking a break from hanging Christmas decorations in the last vestiges of 2024 before the new year. In this video, I intend to show you all the big Quest and New Lands mods I've heard of that are coming in 2025. Buckle up. We're going to be eating good next year. Just want to say I did a ton of research for this video. Please enjoy. First, I want to mention that when I first made this list, Olenveld was on it, but it got a surprise release on Skyrim's 13th birthday on 11/11. I have some videos out about it. Go check them out. Just an overview, it features an island overrun by undead that you reclaim for the locals. You get to rebuild the city, and it gradually opens up as you conquer portions of the island back from the undead. There's a plot by a necromancer cult trying to make a deal with the ideal masters in the Soul Cairn. Go check out the mod. And then another mod came out that was on the list, Nakarada, removing it from the list as well. I'll be playing it as soon as it has a translation. All I know so far is it's VICN, author Vigilant, Glenmorrel, and Unslad, and it deals with the Numidium. Apparently he's coming to Solitude. I'm pretty excited for Nakarada because it deals with the Michael Kirkbride really weird stuff, which in this day and age is questionable if it's canon or not. But some of the best The Elder Scrolls lore came from Michael Kirkbride and the team behind Morrowind. Now on to 2025 actual. Apotheosis. According to the trailer and the info page, set across 17 realms of Oblivion and the Dreamsleeve. The mod deals with the Heart of Lorkhan, which is shattered, and you're traveling around, I guess, to reconstruct the heart to undergo your apotheosis. The Heart of Lorkhan was the thing that the big bad in the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind used to gain godlike power.
Come Nerevar, come and look upon the heart.
Whether you're going to be working for somebody to do this, being tricked to do it, or doing it for yourself, or stopping somebody from doing this is anybody's guess, because it sounds like a very villainy thing to do. There are a lot of images and words in the main trailer. First one, herald the end. The end of the Kalpa is what I'm assuming, which is the current form of the TES universe. Each Kalpa is like a cycle. Alduin in Skyrim is supposed to end the current Kalpa. We know the gods at this point are largely ineffectual/dead and Mundus is on life support. So large death themes for this mod, but also the end of the Kalpa starts a new one, so rebirth. A little background, Anu and Padme were the primordial forces of everything, existence, and change. They birthed Anuil and Sithis. This skeleton right here appears to be Sithis, the soul of change. Also the voice behind the whole death cult that is the Dark Brotherhood, using the Night Mother as like an intermediary.
Noble Ysmir, Dragon of the North, ride forth and reclaim the pieces of Lorkhan's heart.
The voice in the trailer tells Ysmir, Dragon of the North, whom I assume refers to the Dragonborn. It's an actual historical person, but he was one of the great Dragonborns of all time, and he became part of the Talos Oversoul. Anyway, the voice tells you to collect pieces of the Heart of Lorkhan. It has a very Anor Londo look to the city depicted. They show it looks like the Daedric princes, and it says, they will hunt you.
O ye noble monarch, last of thine kind.
They call you the monarch, and the last of thine kind. So I assume the Daedric princes will be opposed to you in this. They got a pretty sweet deal as it is. And you will be possibly bringing about the end of the current Kalpa by restoring the Heart of Lorkhan and attaining your godhood. Monarch may be a reference to a past character, but I tend to favor trailers like this one speaking directly to you, the player. A lot of people think that the last Dragonborn has some sort of right as the Emperor of Cyrodiil. I disagree, but I'll go with it because it's a common opinion. Because after Oblivion, we don't really need Dragonborn Emperors anymore. And the last of thine kind is obviously the last Dragonborn. Another thing, the Heart of Lorkhan powered the Numidium. You know, the giant Dwemer robo that Tiber Septim used to create the Third Empire, and is also the subject of Dakota. And there's some machine noises at the end of the video. So I feel like there is some Dwemer influence here. Possibly even the Numidium itself showing up. Link to the trailer in the description. Honestly, it's worth watching it for the visuals alone. They're beautiful. If you want a really good lore deep dive on this trailer, then go to Kotho's channel. Lordbound actually has a release date, March 2025. Let's see if they make it. Lordbound takes place in the Druidoc Mountains, the Druidoc Valley specifically, which is nestled between Skyrim High Rock and Hammerfell. Apparently a conflict is ongoing between the orcs and the Legion there, and the locals are suffering for it. Because of the Skyrim Civil War, or I guess in my game it'll be the fallout from it, the Empire seeks to open up new trade routes. This causes them to need to reopen ties to Skyrim and High Rock after 200 years of isolation. During the War of Bender Mock, all routes to Druidoc were cut off. Quoting the trailer, on the precipice of the greatest tragedy since the Oblivion Crisis. So this is going to be some world-shattering stuff. All the more reason for Skyrim to get involved.
The 5th Legion seeks to reclaim land from the orcs.
The orcs are a 5-tribe alliance.
Survivors of the sacking of Orsinium.
Again? About 30 years ago. Which is in one of the loading screens from Skyrim. It also mentions the most famous wizard in history, which I'm going to assume is Mannimarco or maybe the Underking. Lordbound boasts a branching main quest, which means you might have to play it multiple times to get it all. I know I will be doing an opposing playthrough if you do, like I did with the Civil War and have plans to do with other things as well. You can join the Empire, the Orcs, and the Lordbound, which is their word for a kind of autonomous Breton wizard lord. They don't have like a mage's school or a mage's guild, but maybe they will take on a new student. I'm excited for that. With 40 quests, 50 dungeons, and 60 hours of content, and landmass twice as big as Solstheim, this is like an entire game in itself. Again, trailer in the description. Like most of this list, Odyssey of the Dragonborn has been teased for years. I was not able to find more information about a new release. Ice Cream Assassin decided he would finish version 6 of Legacy of the Dragonborn this year, and hasn't started working on Odyssey again. So there's really no clear end in sight. It looked like it might come out next year, but at this point, I kind of doubt it. That's okay, I got plenty of other stuff to do in Skyrim while I'm waiting. Actually, there's one more. I'm inserting this into the video after I pretty much finished it. I was reminded recently that Rigmor of Tamriel is going to get a sequel in 2025. That's the plan date anyway. The creator made a post on their Facebook page a while back. I don't really know a lot, other than that I've played the other ones, and it's a sequel to Rigmor of Cyrodiil. It's going to deal with the child, Kentyra, and I know from Dragonchild that it's going to feature people from High Rock, including a girl named Potema. Yep, named after the Potema from the quest, an old necromancer empress. Anyway, if you like Rigmor of Cyrodiil and Rigmor of Bruma, you're sure to like this. A few months ago, the creator also put out a full version of Cyrodiil on their Patreon, so check it out. It's got way more of it built out, and it's got NPCs for at least 3 cities. Work is ongoing. And now something I'm sure you all know about, Skyblivion announced that they're coming out in 2025. Here I was ready to do more research, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what's going to happen in Skyblivion. I know exactly what it's about. It's Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. Well, that's all I need to say. Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. Done. Well, actually, I guess I could cover some of the visuals and where they're standing in their development. And also, it was recreated from the ground up. Not like a one-for-one asset flip or anything. So it's going to look a lot different and play differently. As far as I know, it's a total conversion, but it's going to play a lot like Skyrim. But they brought back star signs, attributes, they've got their own perks related to the attributes, and it's got its own style, you know? I'm going to let somebody from the mod team talk about it, because it seems really interesting.
We've implemented an animated birth sign menu for use in character creation. Whereas Oblivion used a list-based menu, we've worked to make the menu more engaging and fitting within the style of the Elder Scrolls universe, reflecting the constellations of the night sky. Additionally, as with Oblivion, each birth sign offers the player unique bonuses to support their preferred playstyle. The class menu makes a grand return in Skyblivion. Our revised version of the menu allows you to select from a list of predefined classes, each with their own unique traits. Or, if you don't find a class that fits your needs, create your own, with your own class name and description, for a deeper role-playing opportunity. We've also restored attributes to the game that were removed in Skyrim. Each race will receive specific attribute buffs, dependent upon their ancestry, Speaking of attributes, our new level up screen allows you to commit points to your attributes every level. We've aimed to ensure this updated menu provides better feedback for your selections, with the effects of your choices visible in real time. And, just like in Oblivion, the level up screen may only be triggered when the player character goes to sleep.
Master.
We've written new messages to accompany each level, ensuring they fit within the established tone and themes of the original 20 messages. As an added bonus to our level system, certain messages will be unique to your race or specialization of warrior, thief, or mage, encouraging replayability. Moving on, our new character menu is your catch-all for information about level up progress, skills, fame, bounty, and infamy. In the second tab of this menu, the perks screen offers you a selection of perks for every level up. Additionally, we are bringing back the Mastery perk system, which will automatically unlock new perks once you've sufficiently developed your proficiency in specific skills. Best of all, we've designed the perk menu to be accessible and editable, giving others the opportunity to build upon our system should they desire. Oblivion's classic lockpicking system has been entirely remade and upgraded in Skyrim's engine. Note that this isn't a simple reskin of Skyrim's system, but rather an entirely new replacement, which runs as smoothly and functions just as intuitively as Skyrim's native lockpicking screen, including complete controller support. New lockpicking mechanics introduced in the Elder Scrolls Online, as well as the original lockpicking system from Oblivion, influenced our new system.
You know what that also means? There can be endless mods for Skyblivion. There are actually a lot of mods for Oblivion, but Skyrim passed the number of mods a long time ago, because it's just a beefier engine. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption Reawakened. This shouldn't technically be on this list because they just announced the first installment should be coming out in 2026. But I had it on here, I was excited, and I'm interested, so here you go. VTM RR, which is a mouthful, is a full conversion mod in the works to convert the year 2000 game to the Skyrim engine. They've had some recent trouble with Activision, so they decided to change just enough to be legally permissible, which a whole different can of worms. 87% of the games made before the year 2003 aren't commercially available, but game companies don't want you to play old games even if they aren't making them. It really sucks to try and experience the history of games with any kind of scruples. Films and books do not have the same troubles. Anyway, so this does mean the project is going to take longer. 2 weeks ago they said they'd put out their first release in early 2026. The team put what they'd actually do with the mod up to a community vote. The winner of the vote with a small margin was 1. They're going to reinterpret VTM Redemption as closely as they can to the original game. They'll put this out in 4 episodes, each episode being 1/4 of the game being one city. But in second place, with about 1/3 of the votes, they're going to also put out another release called Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles to tell a completely new story in the World of Darkness, using their already made assets and maps. You'll get to use your own original character as well, which seems pretty cool to me. I used to play the tabletop back in college, and I can't say that I've ever really played a Vampire the Masquerade game, like video game, at all. So that's pretty much it for the soon upcoming huge mods. I've got a whole huge list of things that will come out eventually. I'd actually like to go down my list and tell you what they all are. Maybe a 1-sentence description also, without any sort of context. Bear in mind, not all these are in active development. Some of them will never get made.
And I might make more videos about them at some point. Maybe if they announce release dates. Okay, the Beyond Skyrim project, recreating the major provinces of Tamriel and some extra at the same time as the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. We've got Argonia, aka Black Marsh, where the Argonians are from. At Mora, where the Nords originate, may include some cold weather mechanics because it's essentially unlivable now. Cyrodiil, City of the Empire, teased with Beyond Skyrim Bruma. Elsewhere, Land of the Khajiit with deserts and jungles. Iliac Bay, between Hammerfell and High Rock, Iliac Bay is a state of constant conflict, and it was the setting of the Elder Scrolls II. Morrowind, the setting of the Elder Scrolls III, Land of the Dunmer, pretty bad since the Red Mountain erupted and Vivek let a meteor fall on his city. And Roskria, a landmass in the Sea of Ghosts influenced by Skyrim and the Skull. Not actually sure what's going on there. We've got Darkpoint, a non-canonical island in the direction of Akavir, which has a lot of Akavir influence. Not actually sure what the story will be, or the development timetable. This one's special because it's a passion project of one person, and I might make a video about it someday. Skyros, Westeros from Game of Thrones in the Skyrim engine. Shadow of Marith. I actually have no idea. It looks like it takes heavy influence from Souls games, maybe something like Vision's mods. Marith was the name of Mur-ruled Skyrim, which was crushed in the First Era. Either way, it looks pretty cool. Shezarene, from the maker of Death Consumes All and Be God. It's a story about the fate of Tamriel. You travel to Alinor and you play as the Shezarene, which the Dragonborn has already theorized to be. Skywind, remake of The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in Skyrim's engine. Kinda like Skyblivion and Skygerfall, which is already out. Nirn Uncharted is another grouping of mods. They share a Discord and everything. Mostly island nations. The first one, Piandania, home of the Sea Elves. Sistress Islands, adjacent to Thros, which is where the Slode live, and they fought off the Slode. Ezrioned, centered on an archipelago also known as the Spice Isles. I don't know much more than that. And Thros, land of the Slode. Also got Valhas, but I'm pretty sure it's a dead project. Hasn't been updated since 2023. And I'm entirely certain Cathnoquay, Cathnoquay, and Alinor the Eternal Paradise are both dead. God rest their souls. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. Suggest more things for me to cover. Thank you, like and subscribe, and happy modding. Guess I'm gonna go figure out how to hang these wreaths in a second story window. Wish me luck.